Okay, hi guys, Kari here. So basically today I'm doing a tutorial for my lizards. One of my friends asked me to make a tutorial for these lizards. These are sold on my Facebook page though, so if you don't have the supplies to make them and don't have anyone to buy them for you, or you just can't follow my tutorial or something, or you just can't find a tutorial, you can simply buy these on my Facebook page. They're $5 a piece, but including shipping, they're $10. So let's just jump straight into the tutorial. So first, this is optional. Obviously, it's always going to be optional. You will need a keyring. Again, optional, but because I'm selling these, I need a keyring. And yes, I usually do sanitize my hands before I do this, and I did do that today. I'm just not. I usually wear gloves when I make my bracelets because I know that some people don't, or germaphobes. Anyways, on to the next part of the tutorial. Get a wingspan of elastic. You don't even need that much. It's just one arm length, probably, depending on how long your arm is. Fold it in half. Take your keyring. Again, if you have a keyring and don't skip this piece, go through it, and then put 2 fingers through and grab your elastic and pull that through that, and it'll kind of tie it onto the keyring. And then you have successfully done the first step. Step number 2, take both pieces of string, yes, I said both, and slide the bead onto both pieces. Now, open it up, and then take 2 beads, add it onto the string, and take the second piece of string right through those 2 beads, and then pull it down to meet that first bead that you added on. Also, sorry guys if I'm very bad at explaining this. I've never really done a tutorial for candy making before. But if this tutorial is helpful, please let me know if I should do more in the comments. So it will look like this for now. Next up, you do 3. Okay, this is the pattern for 3. You do your eye, green, or whatever base color it is, and then eye. And then, same step as before, slide that all the way through. So slide it all the way through that one piece first. Oops, I just keep dropping it. We need a counter on how many times I say because I say it a lot for some reason. Anyways, there I go. Anyways, so it'll look like this on one string. And same step as before, take your second piece of string and go straight through all 3 of them and pull it nice and tight. And I'm going to do this off screen really quick. Oh, and I do recommend, if you're just starting out and you struggle to hold the elastic while working with it, or not that, tape down your keyring so it doesn't go anywhere. That's just a recommendation though. I do it personally. But for the tutorial, I'm not doing it so I can show you guys. So it should look like this. Next up, you bring you do the same step as before, except now you add 2. And then after this, you will do 3 again, but in a different cord, not just 2 green. It will be green and then a secondary color. Oh, I think I forgot to mention that you need 3 colors, or you don't. It's up to you, but for beginners, I recommend doing a secondary color. If you're just making one for the first time, I recommend doing a secondary color. Just because it's easier to keep track. Oh, and count your rows. That's very helpful for me. Okay. It's going to look a little bit wonky because you are just starting it off. So it should look similar to this. Okay, now let me pull up my example again. So next up, you're gonna do this piece here, and then you're gonna do the arms and feet, which are arms and little toe things. I will show you how to do that though, and I will show you step by step, because I'm a very slow learner, and I'm assuming that a lot of people who watch these kind of tutorials must end up slowing it down at one point. Okay, so take one, take your secondary, mine's orange, and then add another base color. Slide those down, and then repeat the same steps as before, taking the thread and stringing through the beads, all 3 of them. Okay. Now it should look something like this. Okay, fun part now, the legs. Okay, so take one piece, add 1 piece of string, take 2 pieces of your body base. Now take 3 of your secondary color. Mine, again, orange. And then just slide those on. So now you have 5 on here. Now you're gonna slide that all the way down to the lizard, or the base of the lizard that we've just started. And try and keep the 2 secondary colors that you added on, or base color I mean, close to the body, and take this piece of string. It's all 1 piece of string, so take it and loop it through those 2 beads. Don't go through the 3 toe beads. No, only go through 2 of the base color, and then pull it nice and tight. I struggle a little bit with this piece, so I'm gonna assume that you guys will too at one point. And so then it'll look like this. Now I'm gonna do the other side really quick. Rewind to do this side if you need to be. It is the same steps. Just add 2 on, then do 3, then loop back through those 2 beads. I'm sorry if this is confusing, guys. I'm not very good at explaining stuff. I'm trying. And also, if I talk too fast, slow the video down a little bit. I can also make a slower tutorial when I get better stuff to do tutorials. Okay. So, I am almost done. I'm really struggling with this lizard, jeez. Okay. So, you should have something that looks like this. Ignore how my eyes just popped up for some reason, like that, on the lizard. So you should have something looking like this. So now you're going to do the next piece. You're going to take, I have to adjust my arms, hang on. And if your arms come away from the body, just tighten up the string that they're on a little bit, and it should adjust right back. So same steps as before. Take your secondary, and then take another one. Put 1 on. Oops, I dropped it. Put 1 on. Do your secondary, and then put another one on. And then take your second piece of string and go through those 3 beads. Also, guys, your lizard may not come out very well for the first time, but the second time around, it usually comes out pretty well. This is what it should look like. Now repeat this step 5 more times, and I will show you again. Okay, so it goes 1 bead, 1, oops, that's the secondary, oops. Okay, so it goes, oops, I grabbed 2 secondaries, my bad. So it goes one base, secondary, one base. Same steps as before, take the 3 beads and take the string and go through all 3. And then pull down to match the other one. And repeat this process. Now obviously the colors I'm using, you can use any colors you want. I just chose these 3 just because I liked how they look together. Also kind of reminded me of like a tree frog for some reason. So it should look like that when you have 3 on. Now repeat this process a couple more times. As you can see here on the lizard, I'm on row 3 here for the body. So another way I count my rows is I start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms count as 1, so 6, 7, 8, 9. So technically I'm on row 8. So we need to do 2 more. And again, it's the same step, 1 base, 1 secondary, 1 base. And then you will add 3 on and loop the string through those 3 and then pull tight to match up with the others and then repeat. Again, you can make your lizard however long you would like. I'm sticking to a certain pattern of my other lizards so that way they all kind of look similar but with different colors. So you can make your lizard's tail as well as long as you'd like. Again, I'm only doing it a couple longer. I'm saying all this time ahead of stuff so that we don't have to follow a specific pattern. Just do know that the longer you make your tail, the more beads it's gonna take. Although I'm pretty sure you were already aware of that when you started making this lizard. So, yeah. Okay, so pull that nice and tight. So now you should have 4 on there. How many times do we need to do this again? I always forget when I'm making these. So we're on this one. So we only have to do 1 more. Then we'll do a set of legs. Then we'll do 2. And all the singles. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 more off screen. But again, it's the same thing. First, like base color, secondary, first again. And then, string through. Blah, blah, blah. And again, we'll do the legs, and I will show you every step again, because it is the same as before. If you still don't understand how to do the legs, I can show you once again. Oh my gosh, for some reason I'm struggling really bad. I do recommend using, like, yarn needles. However, I don't have any access to one right now, because I lost it when I was cleaning my room. So, but I do recommend I recommend taping it down, also using yarn needles. Specifically, don't buy this elastic that I bought. It was just cheap and all I could afford. There's a $9 one on Amazon. It's cloth and it's really good. I used to use it, but I can't afford to anymore, so I'm like saving up to get some more of it because I need it. Anyways, it should look like this. Onto the legs. Okay, so it's the same thing as before. You take 2 on and on for the first base color, and then you take 3, and then you'll loop back through those first 2 that you added on. I hope this makes sense, because I'm very bad at explaining stuff. So, but just kind of, I'm really struggling with this for some reason. Another thing you can also do to prevent yours from doing what mine just is doing, you can burn it if you have access to lighters, which I know probably some of you don't. And if you do, please do use adult supervision. And also be very careful when you do that, because last time I did it, it caught on fire. Then again, I just think the lighter that I used was not the right kind for this kind of project. They do sell like fabric lighters though at Joann's. However, our Joann's is closing sadly soon, so I'm very sad about that. So I won't be able to buy my supplies there anymore, because supplies at Joann's is really, like, somewhat cheap. Also, you can get a lot of beads and stuff on Amazon. Quick heads up for, like, other Kandi kids out there. Or just people who enjoy making beaded animals. Because I know people who aren't Kandi but enjoy making bracelets and beaded animals. Okay, so I got leg 1 done. So now I'm going to do the second leg, and then we will go from there. So, again, it's the same thing. 2, and then 3 of the secondary. Two on, then 3 of the secondary color. And then you will loop right back through those first 2, just as before. Okay, so mine's being a little wonky right now, so I'm trying to fix it. So basically, my legs pulled away from the body while I was adding on the second set of legs, and then it just kind of, like, started to space out very badly. If yours does this, just readjust the string, like, pull it tight. Also, when you do this next piece, it probably should tighten up again. I could be wrong. Okay, so I have both legs on. So next you will take 2 base colors, and you can go through either string. I'm using my more frayed string to string on beads. And the not so frayed string to go through the beads because it's easier that way. So string on the 2. And then take your other piece of string and go straight through both of those, just as you've done multiple times before. And then you just pull that nice and tight, straight down, and it should look like this. Now you'll do the tail. So the tail is just a bunch of singles. So here, I'll show you. So the tail looks like this. So you've just done this piece here. So now you're doing the tail. So the tail is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads long. Okay, so I'm going to alternate colors here. So I'm going to do 3 base and 3 secondary, just because I think it'll look cool. Now I have a couple extra beads because I grabbed an extra couple. I'm just trying to put those away again. So to start, I'm going to just use my secondary because I already have quite a bit green going on here. Same thing as before, except just 1 bead now. You will put it on. You will put it on and take that other piece of string, and you would go straight through it. Hang on, guys. I'm going to cut away this frayed piece here because it's really annoying. Also, because we're almost done, I feel like it will be fine. Oh, it didn't cut. Okay, so continuing. I've already stringed on 2. But what you will do is you'll take 1, put it on the string, take a second piece and go through it, pull it down to meet the others, repeat until you've reached desired length for your tail. Now, personally, mine's 6, so... Again, I had a few extras that I had to put away. So, you'll just string on 1. I might actually do 2 extra instead of just leaving it at 6 for funsies, because I can. But anyways, it should start to look like this. Now, if one side's starting to run out a little bit, it's okay. It doesn't matter, because you're close to tying off anyways. So, that does not matter. But do be careful that you do not run out of string, because then you won't be able to tie off. You want to leave at least a little bit of room so you can tie off. I always have the issue of never leaving myself enough slack to tie off with. That's the issue I always seem to have. So I'm just going to string this one on and then repeat with 1 more, and then I will show you how to tie off. Tying off, I think, is just what I call a square knot, but I will show you, because some people don't know how to do a square knot. At least I didn't when I first started. And I wish tutorials would have taught me that, because I just kind of glued the string together and said good enough. That's why a lot of my first Kandi broke. Okay, so I have my desired length. What I will do is I will kind of cross over, take a piece of string. It'll be the piece on personally my right or your left, it doesn't matter. Go through that hole like that, pull it out, pull it out, and then just pull it nice and tight. There's a starting piece. Repeat again. I'm gonna do it 2 more times just to be safe. Okay. So I always try it a few extra times just because every time I seem to make one, they break. So, or my knots break. So, because for some reason, my knots are just weak. And then you can just cut it, which I'm doing. Or you can't, you can just leave it however you want. Personally, I'm going to go ahead and burn this off camera later, just so it doesn't fray and break on, whoever buys this one, if it does get bought. Okay. And there you have it. A beaded lizard. I might make another tutorial for these guys once I get more set up. But they're so simple to make. They take a couple beads. Thankfully, they're not too hard to make. They're super fun to make, though, and I suggest start making them for funsies. Make them for your friends or for family or for gifts, and just... but if you use the pattern for any of these, please do tag me. I really want to see what you guys create. I'm interested. So if you've used my tutorial and you've got a YouTube channel, tag me in whatever you make. I'm very interested to see what you sunflowers make. So, have fun creating. Bye, guys.